Hello friends, today we have again a little bit different sort of video, and I'm looking at Canon 51.4 lens. Looks like this lens has sort of autofocus issue. I want to understand what's happening. At some certain range of autofocus, it sort of sticks. Sometimes it starts oscillating like back and forth. Like looks like there's some sort of like, I don't know how to explain it. Something doesn't let it go. Yeah. So I would like to investigate this lens to see what's the issue is with autofocus. So before we open this lens, looks like there's already some fingers here. Make sure you have like gloves, because I don't wanna leave any imprints or introduce dust into the lens. So I don't know if you guys are familiar, but we use Canon sort of bayonet, but it consists of few screws around perimeter. I'm gonna remove this autofocus ring, sorry, the hood, and then this actually in here. Alright, so our bayonet is lifted. Now we have to unscrew, release the metal part from the plastic. There are two screws holding the contact group over here together, and now I think we can just, and then you have to turn it upside down like this. Kind of curious why this. It's supposed to be. This is not supposed to be together. Yes, it's just stuck. You have to lift it nicely, carefully, and push this out, just like that. And now you can just free this guy. All right, we are in. So this is not ultrasonic motor lens. So there is a motor over here, focusing motor. So we need to get to the focusing mechanism, and there is also this kind of scratchy noises when I rotate it beyond the focusing. Like, see, easy, now it's like hard, jump. Yeah, maybe there is a clutch problem, I don't know. So we have to investigate. So in order to free and get in closer, we have to disconnect all these jaws. So let's remove the AFM, MF contact over here. Yeah, looks like it just like here things. This little nice switch, electronical actually, not mechanical. Interesting. Okay, next we need to take this part. In order to take this part, we have to take dislodge the PCB. In order to dislodge the PCB, we have to detach all those connectors over here. I think I need, what do I need for this? Just a second. This is the tool you probably would be very helpful to pull these guys apart. So for this particular one, you have to first detach, disconnect, dislodge little retainer, just like this. Maybe use hard. It's hard to do. Just like that. All right, this guy is free. Now this one can be pulled out just like that, nicely and carefully. Okay, maybe not that easy. Let's try it this way. Wiggle, nice and easy. Okay, this one is, looks like this is the motor wire. This one is easier than previous one. It's kind of funny that board is actually held on. Even if I remove those guys, it's still not gonna free the board, because there is one big screw over here And how do you... I'm puzzled. I am puzzled. Okay, I'm gonna open this up. I'm afraid you have to go under here. It's potentially one of the ways of opening this little guy up. This one is better. So we need to lift this rubber ring. Nice and careful. Just let it slide. I think there is a bit more screws around there, if I'm not mistaken. Maybe I'm mistaken. This is all experiment, so I'm not an expert in. No, there's no need to actually do this because there is no screws right here. But well, maybe I'll take it away because it looks like it's sort of dirty, and I will wash it. Okay, but some lenses have screws right around here. Okay. Okay, let's open this side then. Little tiny screws. Oh, just like that. Thank you very much. Okay. It was unexpected, I must say. Okay. So what we have here, we obviously see some sliders, which actually do autofocus. So this geared inner surface actually engages with the gear and rotates the thing. Interesting. Okay, let's continue. Do I have to unscrew these guys? Hope not. Can be this just clipped in? Oh yeah. Yeah, here we are. It was just clipped in. I didn't realize that. Yes. Okay, we are in. There is no any kind of connections over here. Okay, I'm just gonna put this back on just to make sure I'm not gonna fondle the lens. Okay, now we have better access to the board. Have to unscrew this little big guy. Where else? That's probably it. That's probably it. I just remove this little dude. Just remove this little dude, and we are free. This will stay here. Okay. Well, I mean, not much going on, so maybe I shouldn't even detach that. Okay, this is the sliders, which are actually indexing sliders. Well, I mean, nothing else to do but disassemble these guys. So these are retainers which probably hold this contraption in place. I'm gonna put them somewhere else because it looks like they have some sort of lubricant on them. Oh yeah, it's moving already, so yes, this is the way to continue. I'll just move this up here. Oh wow. It's not really straightforward. I see. I have to make sure not to damage these little guys, because it's very important not to damage them, otherwise it's pretty much game over. Do I have to unscrew this? Better to unscrew that. To release this little contraption, whatever it is. Yes. Okay. Okay, this connector has to be detached. Okay, here we are. So this is, I guess, diaphragm, the aperture or diaphragm mechanism. This is just rotates and it's all greasy. So it seems like it's rotates freely, but it sort of wobbles. It's all greased up, slides properly, so I'm not sure what's the issue here. Is it even here? I do not know. Okay, these little things are kind of loose, are they? Okay, now it's not loose. I don't know if it matters. Let me check this guy too. It's sort of loose too. Okay, now they are tight. Maybe this is the issue. Obviously I cannot test it like this because they are kind of... Yeah, this is really tight. So I'm not sure if that's how it's supposed to be, but like that's it. Nothing you can do about it. Okay, let's check. Let's put it aside. Let's check this mechanism over here. So I'm not sure what's the issue here. Well, if clutch is bonkers, I wouldn't be able even to test it out because I have no idea where the clutch is here. Okay, looks like clutch is kind of engaged. Obviously not able to rotate the motor. So this all rotates well. There is no any kind of like broken parts or anything, so broken gears. So this is all nice and smooth. By the way, there is an indexer over here, right? I hope you see it's a little wheel with a bunch of holes in it. I guess that's defines the position, indicates the position of the motor, and to figure out probably to figure out the either position or speed, or because I don't think it's indexed properly. So it doesn't matter because you can rotate in the outer ring. So yeah, see no issues here. So I don't know what the hell is going on here. Maybe there is some sort of misalignment, but how and why? Yeah, that's a strange construction of all this. Unless these dudes are not, let me try to reposition them or something. Unless they have to be super loose. Let me loose them up. Are they even rotating on its own? Yeah, that's pretty loose. Okay, let's try to lose it. So that may turn up to be sort of longish video. Yeah, they actually moving much better if they this way. I'm not sure if it's Maybe they have to be torqued to certain torqueness. But if they're gonna be loose, they're gonna just like wibble wobble. I don't know, what the hell. I don't like such a construction when it's like has to be loose. It has to be like precise. I'm not gonna unscrew it completely. Yeah, that's so much better. Okay, maybe this is what it was, but like how? Why it's all of a sudden, unless I'm doing something completely wrong, why it's all of a sudden matters? Like it, you see what may happen? It just pops out, just like this. It's kind of grinding. Let me wipe this out and maybe lubricate with silicone grease. I don't have any better grease than that. I'll try to do that. And it's like, is it straight here? Curious. This is aluminum or this is plastic? Really hard to tell. You can just have to check what is this. Okay, I've managed to adjust those screws in such a way that they barely secure those, but still let them move very nicely and freely. So I think this is success. So I have this silicone lube I'm using for electronic equipment. It's maybe useful here. I add a little bit here. I wipe off the excess when I kind of slide it back and forth a few times, and I just want to make sure it helps. If no, I'll wipe it again if it starts sticking or anything like that. I'm gonna just keep it here. Yeah, looks, it feels like it got even slidier, if you can say. Okay, very good. Let's take some microfiber and just wipe the excess. Perfect. Make sure also your fingers are clean, like wipe it constantly if you're working with loops, just to make sure you're not gonna mess it up. Okay, so this is done. Okay, let's continue putting all this back together and see where we are. So now it's quite important, to match all this up. So this is the clue. We remember that this was in this area, so we have to put this back in such way. And there is also holes over here, which also will be helpful as well. So they would indicate that this has to be try to recollect myself to be sure that I'm not messing this up. Obviously motor contraption should go in here, so I guess we are supposed to be somewhere like this. All right. This is how it goes. It sort of goes well. And here's the little slider of this kind, which will be installed over here. A little bit dirt here. Let me clean this up. What the hell? Gears should be clean as well. Not sure if I have to lubricate them. There was no lube on them, so better don't. But there is some sort of little bits of black. Let's, even something more sharper than that. Let me use this guy. Yeah, I don't need any bits in those gears. I'm gonna wipe it. Let's check. Remove any kind of garbage that I don't like. Look at that. Well, I can do it a bit later because that's important right now. Not as important because this gear is actually exposed. All right, so this has to be secured, and those little guys, sliders, have to be secured as well. Quite important to secure this guy, but I can do it when it's all already kind of stays together, just to make sure. So those little sliders stay just like that. And they keep all this contraption in place. Let me find the hole, take a little screw. And I try to keep those as well, not too tight. Maybe it's the issue, but like not too tight. It's such a... I don't like not too tight. It has to be tightened to the certain number, but how do you like torque? Oops, that's a mistake. How do you torque those things to certain values, right? I don't have like micro torque range. So it has to be like by common sense, I think. Next, and the last one, I don't know, probably add a little bit of lubricant over here as well. I can just do this, right? I think it didn't have any lubricant soon, or actually it did, I wiped it. I don't know if it's necessary here, but maybe a little bit will help to slide. As long as it's not gonna fling all this lubricant all over the glass, it's good. Okay, moves freely. Let me double check each of those guys. Okay, they are sorry guys, I'm just being stupid. This ring will screw into the screws. Duh. Okay, so now we have to put the PCB board back on. So it's very easy by following your video in opposite direction or by just thinking. Okay, so like that. This has to be put back just like this, and this little guy as like that. Okay, this faces here, and now I use this big screw to put back on here. Okay, it's better to use a magnetized screwdriver for this purpose. It's not cooperating, but still not cooperating. Okay, now we have to put those little thingies back on, little connectors, make sure they are all the way in. Just this one is perfectly in. Lock it up. Just like this. This diode is a little bit different. It goes just like this. Click here, click. So this diode lost its connector, so we just maybe first install it. Have to remember it goes, let me first try it because I don't remember if it goes on top or behind, beneath. Yes, it goes beneath. Okay, now you take this little dude, put it in. Stay, please. Just push with your finger a little bit and lock it up. Click. Okay. All three locked. Now we can slide this little guy on. Oh, very important part. This one looks like I'll bend it slightly, so I have to make sure it's all nice and dandy. Very small tolerances here, very small. It's crazy. Okay, sort of kind of. Oops, this is a bad idea. And I'm gonna give it a quick test. No extra screws, you see. Gonna give it a quick test and to see if it's how successful is it's autofocusing. I hope it's gonna be less an issue because I love this lens. It's actually produced pretty good quality images. Yeah, and it will be sad to actually, you know, get rid of it because of that. So, and obviously gonna clean up this little rubber thingy. I don't know why it's all whitening, probably dirt or something. Clean up in soapy water. Let's try first in soapy water and put it back right in here. And maybe try to find this little screw to secure it even better. Well, thank you guys for watching. See you next time, and if you have any comments and suggestions, please post below. Ciao. Okay, this is a little bit of bonus video. So here we are. This is a little update on the camera, and let me try to show. Oops, is it off? I'll try to focus it far again. Yeah, it's really hard to focus like that. I am obviously confusing it because I cannot focus that close. Okay, so this seems to be working because it repeatedly focuses, defocuses when I kind of put the hand, because it's kind of confused, doesn't know where to focus, and focuses properly over there on the wall, which is like just 1 meter away. So this seems to be a fixed it, and looks like the rotation is actually so much nicer and easier. There's a little kind of wobble here, but that's not that important, I think, as long as it's not a wobble in the focusing mechanism, it's a wobble in the retaining ring. So I guess it's just the gears. But when it engages quite well. I think this is a successful fix, and let's keep shooting.